LL, what's good? Marcus Freeman gets his first victory as head coach at Notre Dame, 24-17 over Jed Tefford and the Cal Bears. Let me know, what did you like? What didn't you like? Malik is coming in a second. We're brought to you by Onora Whisky, OnoraWhisky.com. It's that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhisky.com. And if you drink, make sure that you drink responsibly. What's good with it? Trying to get the iris straight on my camera. How you all feeling out there? You good? Drunk Vigo, who are you talking to, man? Why? Who are you mad at, man? I look at the chat. Drunk Vigo is like mid-show ready. Oh, man, I love y'all, man. I love y'all. What did you like? What didn't you like? We told you this week, Notre Dame doesn't have a quarterback that doesn't have to be carried by the rest of the team. We told you that. It is what it is. I saw some of you guys on social media asking for Steve Angeli after the first quarter. Do you still have that same energy? Do you still have that same energy? I can't wait for Lefty to get here so he can talk about the quarterback play today. I see love for the offensive line in the chat. I see love for the D-line. Oh, Irish Chi-Town with the quick wit peanut butter and jelly. Joshua, what's good with you, bro? How you all doing today? Luke, I agree with you. We'll talk about that. John A1, get to your comment. That's a very good point. I like what you guys are saying. Yes, I saw LSU get smoked on the opening drive by Mississippi State. Finally, Shaun. Yes, my brother. Finally got a W. Man, made us sweat all the way to the end. Tip balls, bobbling. I thought the guy at the bottom of the pile caught it. Crazy. What did you like? What didn't you like? How are you feeling going into North Carolina, guys? What did you like? What didn't you like? And how are you feeling going into North Carolina? We're going to jump it off in a few seconds. Getting lucky. Lucky Langston, a.k.a. the Pulitzer Prize winner. Trying to get him. Oh, Drunk Vigo, absolutely. This is the offense that Malik was begging Tommy Rees to run for Tyler Buckner. But, we talked about it. For some reason, they thought Tyler Buckner had the ability to be a carrier of the offense instead of needing the rest of the team to play well around him to get victories. You guys are great. I see some of your comments. People are still coming into the show. I'll give Malik a couple of more minutes. If he's not in, I'm sure he'll be here, but we'll jump it off. Some people are happy. Some people are like, meh, unimpressed. All right, let's get to it, man. Lucky Lefty Podcast, brought to you by Onora Whisky, OnoraWhisky.com, that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhisky.com. Notre Dame wins 24-17 at home. Vegas thought they had one at the end, didn't they, LL? 10-point spread. Vegas thought the Tariq Bracy return was going to get them over. But actually, it really was a break-even game, right? If I'm not mistaken, Notre Dame started off beginning of the week 10.5, and then at most spots it was at 10 by the end of the week, meaning that, money was coming down slightly, probably about 52, 53% money was coming in on Cal for this matchup. So Vegas, indeed, they didn't take too much of a loss, but if they had gotten that return for the over, not for for the win, the +10, that would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. So let's talk about the first quarter. The first quarter, we were told. First of all, we were told by multiple people that cover the team that Drew Pyne won the starting job in camp. And they made it seem like Tyler Buchner was just given the job. I pushed back and disagreed with that based upon what I saw in the spring and the summer. And, as much as people talked about the energy that Drew Pyne was going to bring and how he was going to change the attitude, I saw none of that. Like, that should be the first thing and the first impression of the offense, is that you see them playing with more energy because of Drew Pyne. We didn't see that. Man, look, that first quarter was rough. It was like a continuation of the spring game. For those of you that watched it or that were there in person, it wasn't good at all. It wasn't good at all. And I'm not about to sit here and make it seem like his second half was drastically better. But as much as Drunk Vigo wants to be upset, I will say this. I appreciate Tommy Rees recognizing, you know what? This dude is not about to lose this game for us. And deciding to basically tell Harry Heastan and this offensive line, it's up to you all. This game is up to you. Go win it for us. And let me tell you something. I was happy with the way they got Chris Tyree the ball from the jump. Drunk Vigo. This is the problem. And I love you, guy. You can't do more when your quarterbacks aren't good. You can't. I don't care what OC exists in this world. If his quarterbacks aren't good, it limits the play calling. So you keep asking for more, you need better quarterbacks to get more. I don't care who the OC is. I flat out don't care who the offensive coordinator is. If your quarterbacks aren't different, nothing should be changed. Simplify the heck out of this offense. Tell Harry Heastan and these big boys, go put it on them. I feel good about the BYU game in a couple of weeks. If they continue to improve, I feel good about the North Carolina game because I know North Carolina's defense up front is light, soft, can be run on. We might have to win it on the last possession, but oh well. Oh well. BYU, I just watched them get trounced at home physically by a team that I watched Georgia literally mop the Georgia Dome with. Just mopped it with Oregon. And Oregon from the Pac-12 physically came out and pushed BYU around on the road with Bo Nix at quarterback. So I know we were all a little rushed and panicked this week, saying, man, we might not win another game. And still, all of these games are going to be very tough. Very tough. It doesn't matter where the game was. I think you're right. I don't know. I saw blue on the field, so I thought it was at BYU. But either way, they got physically pushed around by Oregon. If they had been out beat by speed, with speed and scheme. No, that wasn't it. I was totally shocked at the way Oregon came out and did their thing. Yeah. So I feel good about the BYU game. October 8th, I believe. Left. When is our event? Is our event that Friday night out in Vegas?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe Friday or Saturday. I gotta double check.
Okay. So October 8th, I feel really good about. Hey, bro, go ahead. Do your thing. Drew Pyne today.
And the numbers look good, but I think early on it was a little nervous for him, and I think that's surprising considering the fact that it's like, you've been there before. You've been in that spotlight, you've been in that position. So, for him to start off and struggle like he did early was just a little concerning, but we knew he was gonna win the game. We knew it was gonna win when it was close. I think it was good to see the defense ended out how they did, but they make it Marcus Freeman sweat for every single thing, and I think that just doesn't spell out good for the rest of the season.
So you said nerves. We were told all week by the players and coaches that Cam was going to bring energy. I mean, Drew Pyne. This is my victory Onora, y'all. No, I'm just playing. Yo, Onora must be fully stocked in the Midwest again because people are hitting us up offline saying they got a couple of bottles for this weekend, bro. So
that's right.
Go to your local stores. They're restocked with the Notre whiskey. It's the perfect way to cap off a dub. This is my ginger ale right here, though.
That's right. Yeah, hey, that's right. Keep it GC. Keep it GC for the pod.
So, no energy, man. Like, yo, the pass to Michael Mayer in the flat, having the bootleg and not throwing the ball when a guy has a step on a guy. It's like, and people are calling for Tommy Rees to do different things, but you can't. If your quarterback play isn't good, you can't. There's nothing you can go to.
There's nothing you can go to. There's nothing you can go to other than run the ball. There's nothing you can go to other than run the ball. That's why Tommy was so frustrated. He's like, man, listen, just do your job. I'm not even asking you to do nothing difficult. I'm not asking you to stand back there and look for a deep post or, move around 5 or 6 guys and Aaron Rodgers something down the field. I'm literally asking the man to just throw it to Michael Mayer on things where guys ain't even in front of him.
Yeah.
We talking about behind the line, just long handoff type of throws, and you making it look tough. And for a top program like Notre Dame to struggle so badly against a defense that wasn't even playing defense.
Yeah.
They didn't play defense the whole game.
Notre Dame should have put up at least 35 points on this defense. At least. This was the most basic playing Madden against the computer defense I've ever seen, dude.
Yeah. Nothing special.
Like, you can literally run the same play, which Notre Dame did, over and over and over again and move the ball down the field.
That's right. I think Tommy got sick of all the false starts on third down and sick of all the doing all the cute stuff and not getting it off, and it just became real frustrating. And so Marcus Freeman, just like you saw, the end the half after a double false start penalty, he said, "Run the damn ball. Let's get the heck out of the half." What is what is this? I didn't. I mean, at some point, the whole game, you just looking at Marcus Freeman like he's just like in agony, like real pain.
Yeah.
He's like, just what is this?
Like they called him and he recognized that the camera was on him, so he sat up one time. He was just like this. They came back with the commercial and he was just rubbing his head like, what is
oh my God. Like you can't it's like you can't do anything about it.
You can't.
You just watching just terrible football execution, terrible football play. And you're like, this is not the team.
Yes.
I was talking all that in the media.
Yes.
Where's Brandon Joseph at?
Missing tackles on blitzes. Missing tackles on blitz.
JD Bertrand, you don't want to end the game?
That was senseless. That hit was senseless. Like for what?
You don't want to go home? You just feel like, and it goes back to when you're chasing. It's like when a guy's beating you in basketball.
Yes.
He just keeps beating you, and you get a frustration foul. Because you just always trying to play catch up.
Yes.
And it's like, where's the awareness? Where's the football IQ? This is why I'm begging for the young guys. I'm like, there's no expectations going into the game.
Yeah.
And we coming in nervous.
Yeah.
Against a team that's like, they just glad they 2-0. You're like, man, we on the road. We 2-0. They came in here with no expectations. Two teams with zero expectations coming down to the wire.
For no reason. Game should have never been close. Game should have never been close.
They were begging us to win for the longest. I mean,
Drew Pyne gave them 7 points. Just gave it to him. Yeah. Take the 7.
Me fumble
and then one drive in the second half, which you don't like to see from the defense, especially after you come down and take the lead. You want your defense to shut them down and get that tired cow defense right back there on the field. Penalties.
We just look so
not getting off the field. Look, the pass rush from the front four was there all day. They got after Plummer all day. I asked for Isaiah Foskey to step up. He stepped up. I asked for Jason Adamiola to step up. He stepped up. Justin Adamiola stepped up. Jacob Lacey stepped up. The leaders of this team flat out stepped up, especially in the fourth quarter.
They did exactly what we expected. The D-line, one of the strongest parts of the team, with Foskey, Adamiola, Mills, all of the guys included, to make plays against a team that we should have made plays with before we even came in. This game wasn't even about Cal.
No.
We talked about that Friday. This game wasn't about Cal. This game was about us and executing. Offensively, we still can't do it well with veteran guys. The best part about it is that we could run the football with Aldrich Estemain and base it off of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's how you get it going. All the other stuff with the play calls and the passes, you're not moving the chains with a guy like number 10 back there.
You know what else we got this week? A couple of screen passes, Malik. How about that? You know what else we got? If teams are going to continue to twist their middle linebackers or interior linebackers on blitzes, we free release the running back. How about that? You going to blitz your linebackers? Okay, we're gonna free release and get down the field. Will you look? Would you look at that? Simple football, man. Simple football. Once again, shout out to Tommy recognizing, yo, you're not losing this game. You're not about to embarrass me. It's not happening. We're
Yeah,
not going over 3. We're not doing this today.
we're not doing this today.
Hey, Harry, just tell the boys to strap up.
That's it. We're not
Tell
about
the
to
boys to
lose.
strap up.
Yeah, we're running it. We're not finna play with y'all.
Yeah, I did see Junior Tua Lamaka got in, got some snaps in linebacker. They might as well just play Ramon Henderson like Honey Badger, bro. Because he's so good at blitzing and making plays around the line of scrimmage. Just let that dude roam.
Sure,
Let him loose.
put DJ Brown at linebacker.
Let him loose. Let him loose. That is his strength. Blitzing and making plays close to the line of scrimmage. Stop trying to make him think. Let that dude loose. That's what he does. He's the best blitzer on the team.
That's right.
That's safety.
Not them linebackers you keep sending.
Not depth, dude. If I see another linebacker run straight to a lineman, dude, on a blitz, I tell you, I'm like, wait a minute, man. I thought the purpose of the blitz is to avoid the lineman. It's to avoid the. I'll tell you something else they need to do. Something else they need to think about. They need to think about moving Maris to an edge rusher more consistently. Because that's his strength.
Yeah.
That's his strength.
Not a space guy.
Maybe bump Riley Mills back inside on certain occasions. But it's like, man, play to the strength of your guys. And I think Al Golden has started, hey, Clarence Lewis, hey, boy.
You fight.
Hey, boy, you doing your thing. I see you. I see you. You heard all the noise. We see you.
Yeah.
We see you.
It ain't perfect, but damn it, I like it.
We see you.
I like it.
He's competing. That's all you can ask.
He's going to win some, lose some, but he's going to be competitive. I love it.
Huge. They go, 3-by-1 down the red zone to try to get this dude backside. Huge play. Huge play in the red zone. Huge. Cam Hart, another blown coverage for a touchdown. Come on, man. We can't. Man, you're a dude. We can't have that. I understand Drew basically gave them that touchdown, but you can't blow the coverage.
You can't blow it.
At least hold them to a field goal. Least hold them to a field goal. Yo, I think Prince Colley got snaps too. Him and Junior got snaps, if I'm not mistaken, there in the second quarter. But defensively, jokingly, I said this week, 17 points. If they score 17, they were going to win this game. That's how much lack of respect I have for the Cal offense. I'm like, if you score 17 points, you're winning this game. It's easy. It's not about Cal. It's about Notre Dame. I feel good. Notre Dame as a team, ALL, Notre Dame fans. This is the biggest thing that jumped out to me. The way that game started, Notre Dame as a team had every reason to fold based upon the way things have been going. And they responded.
That's right.
And as Cam McDaniel said, rally. The leaders pulled them up. It was the leaders that rose up and said, no, not today. It's not happening again.
Foskey closed the lid on it.
Bro, that dude was getting, I felt bad for both tackles because he was embarrassing both of them. He was just switching sides. I'm going to go over here and get you. Let me come back. I got something for you. Then Jason Adamiola got in. Then Justin Adamiola got in. I'm like, okay.
That's right.
And
we should like that every game. That should have been Ohio State.
Yeah.
That should have been Marshall.
Yeah.
That should be every game.
Yeah.
Like, we got to remember, this is still Cal. They're going to finish maybe 2-8.
Yeah.
They're going to hit a slide because they're about to hit the Pac-12. They're about to hit that slide. You lose the USC, lose the Oregon, use the UCLA.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be down, lose to Oregon. So it's like we beat a team by 7 that is gonna finish at the bottom of their conference. So yeah, y'all showed up. But y'all, we supposed to. It's not even supposed to be close.
Yeah, man.
USC's probably gonna look at the tape and be like, "That's Notre Dame we playing." It's gonna be a tough one.
By the end of the year, hopefully, we still can control that game with the offensive line.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We still
They'll be
control.
better by then for sure.
Yeah, we control that game with the offensive line and keep that. You know, USC probably will put up mid-20s, maybe low 30s. But you know, if you keep them off the field, you give yourself a chance to win. Drew Pyne finishes 17-23 for 150, 2 touchdowns. It's a bit misleading. All you estimate, 18 for 76. You've been begging for 7 in that running game, bro. Begging for him. Chris Tyree, 17 carries for 64 yards. Drew Pyne, 6 carries for 7 yards. They only averaged 3.6 yards per carry. That was impacted by Drew Pyne's one of his sacks. And then also like the runs late in the game when they were just trying to run out the clock. Right at that point, they were close to that 4 yards per carry for the entire game into that last series. They can do better. They can get closer to the 5 yards a pop. Chris Tyree, in my opinion, is close to popping a big one, but you just have to keep ramming the ball, bro. You have to be. Now, what you can't have is you can't have Chris Tyree and Aldrich Estimate leading with 5 for 44 and 3 for 43 in receptions. That can't happen. Your leading receivers are your running backs for the game. That can't happen.
Tobias Merriweather's in there and didn't get no action. He was in there though.
At least he lined up, bro. At least he lined up. I'm not even gonna complain. They trusted him enough to line up. That's all. That's all I can ask for. Lucky Lefty podcast. Let's get to some of these comments, and then towards the end of the show, we might put the link in there so you guys can jump on and have some fun with us. Luke Breeding said false starts still an issue. I agree. 3rd and 3 plus side of the field. Jared Patterson false start. Next play, Zeke Correll false start. It's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Mr. 2.0, still too undisciplined, but some progress. Facts. Johnny 1, linebackers need prayers and blessings. I would just take a sprinkle of a little more speed and athleticism. I would take that. Just a little. Ashley Hill. If our O had a pulse, we'd be 3-0. Yeah, I agree. Hashtag Feed Tyree is in effect from Coach Vic 7. I underscore garbage _ man. The dub still doesn't make me feel good. Sorry. Do you feel good, bro? That's
Marcus Freeman got his first win, man.
Okay.
You know, put it in the basket.
2 points.
That's it. You know,
right?
Get your money, man. You can't be mad at some free money.
Everything can't be a step 3 from 30. You know what I mean? We would have loved for the performance to be a Steph Curry 3 where he turns his back. Unfortunately, we got the conventional 3-point play and 1.
Yeah, I feel great about wins.
Physical?
I never feel
all the same.
Every win is great to me, regardless of how we get it. Yeah. So I do think, being aware of the fact that it's against a team we should have convincingly and, that D&D developed and dominate, that had to be able to be in effect, and it wasn't today. Yeah. But getting a win should give us confidence for the next game and then the next game. So, we got obvious things to address, but The glaring issue is still receivers not being a factor
Mm.
or an influence or anything. It's just they just be running around for cardio, and we got to find a way to fix that, man. Styles had a couple of plays here, there, just not enough. We got to find a way. Hopefully, Drew Pyne is no longer nervous. It's
Yeah.
not the first time he's played at Notre Dame before, so you
He
know
had a full, wait a minute. We were told he would be different with a full week of preparation, though.
he's a third string guy from Massachusetts.
Connecticut, dude.
Oh, third string guy from Connecticut. What? I mean, this is a patch up transition season. You know, so the guy from Connecticut just gotta get it done. Just gotta do his job. That's why Tommy's
Do
like,
your job, man. Just do
I'm
your
not asking you
job.
something crazy. Just do your job. Just do your job.
Dude, third down, Braden Lindsey just open on the end cut ball behind him.
Just do your job.
Do your job, man. He was playing so scared today. He was so tentative, especially after the early mistakes. Drew Pyne was so tentative. I'm so happy the rest of the team came to the rescue and picked him up and helped him out, helped him get that W in his first start. Guinea
Definitely
pig clips. 24 points against Cal is not good enough.
That's the cap of our offense right now. We're a 24-point team, and defense, can you hold the rest? That's just where we are. And then you got to think that was a 24 against a terrible defense. So we're gonna see what it looks like against other defenses, but we're always gonna have a chance because we have a run game.
Man, push him around. Man, Harry's gonna be worth his weight in gold after this season, bro.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because he's gonna be a foundation piece. If we want
Man,
a hint of continuing to be close in games instead of getting blown out.
yeah, yeah. And Luke Breeden said Cam acts like he's still hurt. I agree with that. I do think that Cam Hart is still a little hobbled. He looked like it. He continues to go out there, but I don't care what's going on. You can't pick up the penalty when they're backed up, a pass interference on a ball that was clearly being thrown away. And just because you were undisciplined and got beat on the double move and grabbed, then you're basically switching the route they run down there for the touchdown. You Sturdivant and the other receiver switch. He runs the corner route, and you just leave him alone. You don't even pick him up.
Nothing to do with a hamstring or whatever the case is. You just
None.
do your job.
Man, App State just won again at the end of the game. If college football this year is crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy for the little teams. That's for sure.
Let's see, Gavin Wright. Y'all can want Tommy gone, and I'm not even necessarily arguing that. But of the players, if the players can't hold water, catch, or block, a new coordinator won't fix the issues. What do you think about that one, bro?
I don't know. I feel like a quarterback would make a lot of this a lot easier to be able to understand. You know what I mean? I think a great quarterback patches up a lot of what an offensive line lacks, a lot of what a running game could lack, a lot of what receivers could lack in ability because ball placement and accuracy. And I think we have a decently enough good offensive coordinator with Tommy if he had a superstar quarterback. And for Notre Dame to have a below average quarterback room, we're 0-3 in quarterback rooms every week. That's an inkling of having a chance to lose.
Yeah.
We haven't been better than not one quarterback we played in 3 weeks. So it's like That's going to be a big factor for us going in every game. I know Vegas is thinking about it because it
Yeah.
matters. It matters.
Notre Dame only gave up 112 yards on the ground. Still a little bit too much, in my opinion. That drive in the third quarter, where it was particularly all run by Cal, you can't have that aided by some penalties.
Especially by a true freshman.
Yeah, 31 for 112. And it really wasn't the freshman Jaden Ott that got things going. It was really the transfer to Carlos Brooks. 5 carries for 43 yards for an average of 8.8. He was the star of that drive in the third quarter for Cal. Can't have that. Sturdivant was their dude. Jermichael Sturdivant, 4 for 61. 1 touchdown. Benjamin Morrison got beat in the first half by Jeremiah Hunter on that one deep route from the slot. But other than that, he played well. He came in, played well. I saw he and Jaden Mickey, got in and got some more tick. I like the fact that Benjamin Moore.
Young corners making mistakes now and just being in the action and heavy situation stuff now because they're going to benefit in the next 2 years.
They're going to benefit by week 6, 7 in the season, right? Because they're going to get better each week. And they're going to watch more film and they're going to start to understand, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to improve my technique. They're going to continue to work and practice. You're going to see the benefit of playing these young guys early, even as you get towards the end of the season.
And that's different than what we're upset with Drew Pyne. These are young guys. Drew Pyne, your play can't be resembling the young guys up and down. You got to be the stable horse to carry us through. You the Jack Cohn of last year. You see what I'm saying? So doing your job is all we ask you. But defensively, I love seeing the secondary come alive. I mean, make plays. We're growing in that department. So
yeah.
I think Marcus Freeman is very happy with that.
Our guy MWJR, we could offer a 2023 quarterback, and they would have a good chance of starting if they enrolled early. I agree. What do you think about that, Luck?
Yeah, hopefully we can get one, Kenny Minchie. But at the end of the day, we got help wanted, QB wanted, sign on our front lawn of the Goo. Hopefully we can attract somebody on Craigslist or something to come and help boost this morale up in the room.
Yeah, and I don't know what was going on. I need Al Golden to solve the issue for 2 straight weeks of quarterbacks when we do put a rush on the quarterback, being able to run for 8 to 10 yards without whiffing a hint of contact from anybody on the defense. Mix up the coverage, let your linebackers play zone under. If you're going to go man, I don't know, have a spy for the quarterback. Heck, once again, let Ramon Henderson be the spy on downs like that. Just let him spy the quarterback. That's his game.
Yeah.
Up out the line of scrimmage and blitzing.
He's definitely the Tyrann Mathieu, the most
absolutely
playmaker that you got. I think that's why we love him at nickel, because he's a great agitator. We knew going in he may not lock up Jackson and Jigba the whole game, but we knew he was going to be on him and Tariq. So I think it's cool to see just the development of those guys, man, because last year that was a problem. But I am seeing some of the linebackers in there chasing and missing tackles.
Yeah. And I know there's a lot of things that happened today. Questionable calls. They definitely gifted Notre Dame a touchdown with that offsides on the field goal. I believe they missed 2 incomplete passes that they gave. One was a 3rd down conversion that they gave Cal in the first quarter. The other one was the Hunter reception down in the red zone over Benjamin Morrison man-to-man that he dropped and it hit the ground. But Cal was smart enough to go tempo and run the next play. So those are 2 misses.
Marcus Freeman got to be on that, though. Marcus Freeman got to, run in the middle of the field or something. Let me just look at that again real quick. And I think he'll learn that as the time goes on, too.
Joseph Barrett, Shaun, let's be real. This team is not that good. Joseph, I mean, I don't know what everybody else said last week. I think we've been saying it's all bad this entire week on our show, like from top to bottom.
From top to bottom,
There's a lot to do, an absolute lot to do, and we said it's very reminiscent of a head coach knowing what he had left on the roster and bouncing. And we talked about that. We talked about the culture and how this was declining and how Notre Dame was no longer as close as they were to the top of the mountain as they were in 2015 to 2018. And it's been going on for the last 2 to 3 years. So, you're not, man, it's no surprise to us. My score was 24-10, and yours was what?
28-14.
28-14. So, like, no one is over here like believing in illusions. Like, we know exactly what this team is
and where we are.
But if this team lines up and controls the line of scrimmage, they can have an opportunity to win games.
Because we're good enough to be a team to play to the level of our competition, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fact. So with a team high power like USC, they're not going to be looking like the same USC that they look like versus Stanford. Just like Ohio State is not going to look like Ohio State against Arkansas State when they played us.
Yeah.
They scored 21. USC is probably going to score under 35. But are we going to do our part to bring and overcome and win those tight games? Because I believe all our games the rest of the season will be close and look like hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Question for you, bro. Would you go with Steve Angeli moving forward?
I mean, why not? Are you just looking for him doing your job? Can he do the job better than the guy that was nervous from Connecticut? So at this point, nobody in the room is better than each other. So it's just a matter of can you hand it off left and right? Can you throw it on a under 5-yard route? I mean, they're not really asking. You had our running backs to leading
receivers. Yeah.
So if Ron Pollard Jr. can't do it, if Steve Angeli can't do it better than Drew Pyne, then all of them should transfer next year. Because what is that? Like,
yeah.
All the starts we had, it ain't like Drew's out there just executing like a veteran. So why not throw Steve Angeli in there? At least he's faster. I know on that sack that came with the free guy, Drew wasn't getting away from that. He wasn't getting away from that.
Did you like when he pulled the ball from Aldridge?
Yeah, like at least Angeli can, and he big, so maybe they slide off or something. But Drew's like, what, 5'8" or something, So I do think we're gonna be all right for sure.
I'll go this far. It's not that teams have disrespect for our offense. Teams have they have a lack of respect for our quarterbacks. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Yeah.
Because if you put, I'm about to be disrespectful. If you put Sean Clifford at quarterback for Notre Dame, they're undefeated.
He got destroyed today.
No, they're killing Auburn today.
No, I'm saying I'm talking on the tackle.
On the tackle, yeah.
But he stood in there.
Yeah,
and they did that thing.
If they had Jaden Daniels at quarterback, they would be 3-0.
Just because of talent alone, we just talking about talent. We have no talent at the position. Like talent where you like, okay, he's a little fast. We can work with that. Or, we can do a little bit with the arm. All right. We just got a guy from Connecticut in there.
Dude, we would, if we had Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, we'd be undefeated.
We'd be undefeated.
Undefeated.
I didn't say that name to be disrespectful. I'm just telling you.
That's the truth.
And Notre Dame will be okay
with a talented quarterback
once they get a talented quarterback. Like,
or a freak, something crazy,
oh, if
something.
they get someone crazy talented, then we're definitely cooking with grease. We're
Yeah,
definitely cooking with grease.
it could be anybody. It could have been Dante.
Yep, baby prime. If we had baby prime, we'd be good. Defense. Overall, did you like the scheme? Al Golden went man to man. He had a lot of trust in his DBs today.
Yeah.
A lot of trust in his DBs. Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I just like the fact that at this point, we're able to keep our identity by being physical and allowing our secondary to make plays because they're going to be in opportunities to make plays. We can't let up the style of play that we have on defense because that style of play limits the points for teams that we play. It's hard to throw against man-to-man versus pressure all day.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So if we let up on that, the floodgates would open. We would lose by 100 points a game. Seriously, we would lose by a lot of points.
I didn't look at it that way, but that's a good way of looking at it.
We would get embarrassed by all these teams if we change the style of how we play. So through putting us through this kind of pressure, the secondary is going to get better. See Clarence Lewis getting better. Guys are going to show up because the pressure is going to be there for them. So man to man is going to get better. And I think that trust is going to grow tighter for that unit to be able to trust themselves in big games like SC and Clemson and all the ones that we have coming up.
Notre Dame outrushed Cal by 1 yard today, bro. 297, not outrushed, but total yards. 297 to 296. Time possession, 33 minutes and 2 seconds for Notre Dame. 26 minutes and 58 seconds for Cal. And Cal had 18 first downs to Notre Dame's 17. Penalties. Notre Dame, 8 for 66. 8 penalties today, bro. 8. And 4 of them were just senseless. Just no reason at all. Just senseless. Yeah. Cal, 6 for 59, and one of those was a phantom offsides that eventually played into a touchdown. So a lot of gifting on both sides and from the referees today in this matchup. But Clarence Lewis got that interception. He needs to walk up to J.D. Bertrand and smack him in the back of his head. He took his interception away.
Yeah, man. I think it's just when it rains, it pours with stuff like that. And you just like, man, I know Marcus Freeman, once we had that pick and he thought it was all sealed up. And then they had that penalty and he's getting told that, yeah, we got to get back on the field on defense. It was just like, I think it probably struck him like, man, can I lose this game too?
Yeah.
It had to have hit him.
Yeah.
It had to have hit him because
I'm just glad he got it up off his back. Like, now just coach.
Now just coach, because they was driving down the field. I mean, you like,
yeah.
Hey, he was sweating the whole time. He like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And I think I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think you didn't see a lot of Logan Diggs today because I think Logan, number one, once Pyne went left, Logan's really like the passing down, third down guy. They like to bring in. They just went strictly Tyree and Aldrich after that. And then I think Diggs is not 100%. And you could see it last week with the way he was trying to pick up blitzes with one shoulder instead of the proper shoulder because that was the injured shoulder. I don't think he's right. So, yeah, I think he's still injured a little bit. Give him a couple more weeks, maybe he'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
Marcus Freeman was screaming at the linebackers all game. He was in J.D. Bertrand's face he told him on the big run They got on their third quarter drive to the right side. Notre Dame was in a bear front. Why, I don't know. They came out in a bear front, maybe because of the package. And Marcus is like, yo, you got to scrape over the top. Like, what are you doing? That's simple linebacker play. You got to scrape over the top and get to the outside and make that tackle. And they're constantly in the wrong gaps, constantly over pursuing. And they're over pursuing because they don't trust their speed. They're trying to get outside so quick that they get the gap contained is broken. Teams are, once again, we saw a run from Ott today. He cuts back, cuts all the way across the field, ends up gaining 12 yards. So that's your linebackers. I don't think they're comfortable in their speed, and they're trying to beat the play to the outside instead of just moving and running and using the athleticism, not getting off blocks. It's like, man, I don't know, bro.
It's a head scratcher. I tell you that. I just think it's like, man, what's the next step for us? You know, how are we going to finish the season, and what do we want it to look like? Due to the fact that we're not going to no type of playoff or anything,
Right.
but the whole making guys on the other team that aren't better than us look like superstars has to stop.
Yo.
Jake Plummer looked like a mobile Peyton Manning.
Jack Plummer. Jack Plummer.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Jack, because I know Jack Plummer personally. I'm sorry, Jack. You know, I trained with him in Arizona. You know, the whole route. But
good kid.
Great kid. But y'all made my man look really, really, really good. Not that I don't think he's good, but y'all made him look like
Jake. You made him look like Jake. They made him look like Jake. Hey, this right here, man, I lost it. I'm gonna be honest with you. This play right here, I lost it. I flat out lost it. I'm like, come on, fam.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, who is this guy pump faking us and running for 10 and 12 yards untouched and just shaking and moving through the pocket? I mean, he created a great tape to go to the NFL with.
Nobody's tape was better than Jacob Lacey today, though, bro.
Oh yeah,
Jacob Lacey was doing Aaron Donald spin moves, swim.
Right. He was ready for his moment.
Turning the corner. I was like, okay, you're trying to get to the league today. I see you, Jacob.
Jacob was on his thing today. We love that.
He was like, we're not going to the CFP? Okay, watch me get to the league on these dudes today.
That's right.
I'm glad you did it. You came in big. He had 2 sacks on the day, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
2 sacks on the day?
I think so.
Yeah, man.
More of that. That was nice.
Man. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Be with you for a few more minutes talking about this matchup. 24-17 Notre Dame comes away with the victory at home to give Marcus Freeman his first victory and give Drew Pyne his first victory as a starting quarterback for the University of Notre Dame. Yeah, it's about time, man. And heck, Bertrand is out for the first half next week.
So now we have to play other people.
Junior has to play.
Now what? Now I don't want to hear nothing else. Maybe it was for the better. Maybe JD was like, you know what? I can't do this alone. Let me find a way to take myself out because they won't do it.
That's why he did it on purpose.
Yes. So I can let my younger players come out there and show why we recruited so hard. Show them what's coming after I leave this great place.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and sit down for a first half. You know, who knows? Maybe never get it back.
Hey, he might never get the job back. That's right. It happens all the time.
But it will be for the better.
You're right, bro. He may never get that job back. It happens all the time in football, dude. It happens all the time. Lucky Lefty Podcast. So, how are you feeling, bro? Right now, going into the matchup Give me your early consensus of this is how we're going to be able to beat North Carolina and get to 2-2. Give us some hope, Luck. Give us some hope, baby. We need some hope.
If we don't turn the ball over, we got a shot. But if we make Cal's quarterback look like a superstar, I like North Carolina's quarterback.
Oh, May is a beast.
So it's like, what are we
He's
gonna make
beast.
him look like?
We gonna have to do. We got it, man. Look, this I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not about to die a slow death against him next week.
No, man, no.
I'm like, yo, we hitting this dude all day.
Yeah,
We're blitzing this dude all day long.
because they will blow us out. If
He is not about to sit back and be comfortable and just pick us apart. We're not doing it.
Yeah, we can't give him the Jack Plummer special. Can't give it to him because North Carolina is a good team in aspects, but they don't have a great defense.
Yeah,
But it doesn't seem to matter to us because it's never about the defense. It's always about our execution. Us not throwing to receivers is a us thing. It ain't because they got lock up corners or nothing like that. We don't even throw out there. So our defenses, no matter if they're good or bad, it doesn't even matter. Are we going to false start on third down every time and take ourselves out of field goal position? Like, nothing requiring the defense to ever, I don't know. So I do think it's going to be a tough game. It's going to come down to the wire. And if our defense doesn't get a couple turnovers, they can score a lot of points. We've seen they've had potential to get there, so it'll be a good shootout.
Quarterback play is going to have to be a little bit better next week, bro. And this is the thing. When we say that, we're not asking for much. We're not asking you to come out, go 25 for 40, 350, 3 touchdowns. That's not what we're asking for.
Yeah.
We're asking you to do what Tommy Rees asked you to do. Do your damn job. That's it.
Damn job, man.
That's it. We're just do your damn job. We can run the ball on these dudes and we can bootleg to death. If that's what we have to do and keep May off the field, then that's what we do. Run the ball, bootleg them to death, and play defense. Period. Period. If that's what we have to do, then do it. I like the way the defensive line is trending. I don't know if they really want to give. I don't know if Josh Downs was injured, but I think he'll be ready.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they want to give Josh Downs that many looks in man-to-man.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm comfortable with Tariq going up against him man-to-man.
If we did a good job on Jackson and Jigba Smith,
yeah,
we got a good game plan or structure to get on the same thing. I think they're definitely going to go to him, though. Definitely going to go to him. But however, I do think that, like, we do have depth and we're growing in ability each week with great plays late in the game.
Yeah.
So we're very ready for any really receiving group. I'd even say superstar receiver because we still got some on the schedule we got to go against. I think we're ready against any receiver group just because we have depth and we got young guys getting better. And, hopefully Cam can get healthy as it goes on and he can step up too.
We saw a big jump. I'm going to say it. The offensive line, in my opinion, took a big jump today. Drew Pyne had all day to throw. All day to throw.
Yeah, he was standing still a couple times.
I mean, he had all day to throw. Offensive line took a big step. Zeke Correll missed Sermon blitzing early.
Mm-hmm.
Harry got in his ear on the sideline, came back out. They got it right. John Sott, dude, might be the star of the team. Flat out. The punter right now might be the star of the team.
Yeah.
John Sott, he's doing his thing.
He's doing his job.
From Harvard. Playing fantastic.
See, those are the type of smart guys you need right there.
Yeah. Fantastic. Wide receivers, you know what? I have to give him an incomplete because Drew Pyne was so bad. I don't know whether or not.
Incomplete, right? It's just like
without watching the coach's film, I don't know if they were open or not. I know Michael Mayer was wide open. He threw the ball like he was 15 feet, like with no pressure.
I'm going to assume they was just open. I'm going to just assume they was open.
Yeah. Yeah, so that right there, you saw improvement offensive line. You did not see improvement at the quarterback. Just to me, that's, dude, Tyler could have won this game if the offensive line was going to play this way. If the O-line was going to play this way and we were going to run the ball this way, Tyler could have won against this defense.
Oh,
Flat out.
Tyler would have had 300 rushing yards, about 100 passing yards, about 4 touchdowns. Would have been real nice.
Defensive line took a step forward. I finally saw our ends bending and coming around the corner and putting pressure on the quarterback. We just have to do a better job. They did a better job of setting the edge. Cal came out. They obviously watched Marshall's film. They came out and they tried to out-leverage Notre Dame just like Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell Notre Dame worked on that this week.
Yeah, they definitely worked on it, and they went against team that they had a better scheme for. So I do think that it's good to see that we can adjust to other teams' adjustments.
Yeah,
that shows a quality and a good coaching staff, that we can notice what we had weaknesses in last week and make them better the week after. So, we can ruin some game plans out there. I just think it's just defensively, our identity is very important until the offense can catch up or it can get ugly.
Man, look. I'm trying to give hope. Malik is still sitting there like, man, look, it's going to be a snap by snap, series by series, quarter by quarter, half by half, game by game situation this year.
Yeah, because after today, the people's champ is not looking like the people's champ.
Oh, not at all.
Who is on the offense are they going to look at? Who's going to rally around who? Michael Mayer is already like, look, I'm just trying to get my little couple yards so I get up on out of here. Stay healthy. Y'all do y'all thing. But
facts. I started to feel bad because I thought, man, I hope Foskey didn't mess up his shoulder.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no. And then I saw he came back. I was like, okay.
But he did it to himself. Why are you getting driven in the ground by a Cal lineman? Why are you getting, like, I'm watching you in slow motion eating turf from a Cal lineman. You're supposed to be a first round, whatever. That's what I'm talking about. On draft day, when these guys get drafted, they always playing Notre Dame highlights.
Yeah.
Now that tackle when he gets drafted, oh, look at him as a sophomore putting Isaiah Foskey in the dirt. A second-round draft pick, first-round draft pick in the dirt as a sophomore. Just look at how he hurt his shoulder on it. It's just like, it's crazy. It was crazy. But
the fact that they were getting drugged by the running back initially and couldn't get him down led to that. We can talk about that.
But it's like, man, it's not a part of the dominance we're talking about. It's not a part of the dominance that you came back for. You're supposed to be a 20-sack guy. That's what I thought. But I'm excited to see where this goes, though, for sure.
Oh, man. LL, look, you know how it is, right? I can't go a full season and not giving you hope. I have to say something. I have to say something. Last week we took you from it's all bad. And by the time we got to Thursday, we had flipped the switch and said, you know what? This game it's not even about Cal. It's about Notre Dame. And if Notre Dame comes out and plays, they'll win. It was that simple for us. If they come out and just do what they were supposed to do, Notre Dame will win. Let's see. DJ Brown and Howard Cross led the defense with 7 tackles, 7.5. Hey, dude, Lacey had 2 sacks. The Adamiolas, they finished with a 1.5 apiece. Both of them. So you have to feel good about that. You have to feel good about that. Man, if we can get the linebackers right, dude, this defense has a chance, bro. Has a chance to be a really good defense. It really does.
It has a really good chance.
It really does.
It's just a matter of what are we going to support our defense with our offense by scoring points? That's what I want to know.
I just feel like, by week 6, 7, if this team can be 5-2, 4-3, and you start seeing the youngsters get more reps, at least we can have some competitive games in November. At this point, I just don't see the matchup with Clemson and USC being that competitive right now. I don't know.
I don't know. But we got games to improve before we get there, which is the encouraging thing. So
I know they're probably going to get Manti credit for bringing energy and all of the things that happened. It was good to see all of those guys on campus. I'm just happy to get the dub, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Because, if I had the controller, this is me. If I had the controller, I understood Marcus Freeman just wanted to get the win at that point. But, if I stop them and I get the ball around midfield, I'm up 7. That first play, I'm play action, deep. I'm trying to put them away. But Cal only had 1 timeout. They wanted to force them to use the timeout and then run the clock down. That's why you don't give me the controller, bro. I'm always in go mode. Always. I ain't trying to run nothing down. I'm trying to get these points.
That's what it's about. That's definitely what it's about. So I think at the end of the day, man, I think the fan base is really excited and hopeful to see an offense that's high octane like they see all around the rest of college football. So, Penn State scored 41 points today. So what's the excuse?
Hey, I'm not going to lie. That Nick Singleton kid and number 13, Penn State has some running backs, bro. They had 3 really good running backs. So that's going to be fun to watch, especially when they play Ohio State, because they always play Ohio State tough. They always
and their defense always looks real bad versus Ohio State.
That's not true.
When it gets late.
When it gets late? Yeah. When it gets late.
First half, they always give them a good shot. We see when it's late, CJ Stroud and every quarterback Ohio State had just be it's over with.
So, hey, we got the link in there. We got time for maybe 1 or 2 people to jump on the show before we go. Thank you for joining us today to talk about this monumental win. First win for Marcus Freeman. First win for Drew Pyne as a starting quarterback, and Notre Dame getting off the snide. So I'll wait a couple of minutes. If no one jumps in, we'll get out of here, man. It's been fun. The chat has been incredible. We appreciate you all. Subscribe, share, like, let everybody know. Lucky Lefty Podcast. We do it the best. So any closing thoughts, Luck? You're on mute.
Man, get on that chalkboard. Find some plays that Drew Pyne can really, execute and get 15 plus.
Get the snap right. Just get the snap right first.
Snap right. Get the snap right. But man, we gotta be able to find things. I think the whole week we should just practice deep plays. Because we good on the run and stuff. We run left, run right. We got that. 15 and deeper. Get some guys in there that can run. Good grief.
Woo!
Because all this
I'm sorry you guys had. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Behind the line of scrimmage action.
Yeah.
That's just not gonna cut it.
Yeah, we got one. Tyler. What's going on, Tyler?
Oh, that was I thought he literally caught it at the end of the game, and I'm like, it cannot end this way. In the beginning of the game, I was just like, 0-3. 0-3.
That jump ball at the end was like
he had it though. He had it.
He did.
But I'll give you props. The offensive line stepped up majorly. Like, I was so proud of those guys. And then Isaiah Foskey at the end of the game looked like a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Where's
that been in the last 2 weeks, right, Tyler?
Oh my gosh! I wanted to take the C off his chest. Like, no, you're not a captain. Like, show up.
Yeah. I was begging for him all game too. Like, where are you at, man? Come on.
Tyler, how you feeling about next week?
Well, we have to put points on the board, and our defense definitely has to get turnovers. If App State can put 61 points on that team,
yeah. That's the problem. The team already done put the expectation there for us.
Right.
We ain't scored 60-something points in 3 games straight.
Right.
Combined.
I took my 8-year-old brother, who's actually a Michigan fan. I converted him to a Notre Dame fan. I took him to the Notre Dame game last week, and he was like, I don't like this team. And I'm like, why? He goes, well, they lost. So today he called me. He's like, I like those jerseys. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'm like, thank goodness. But
right.
Oh.
Well, man, we got the W, Tyler. That's all that matters.
And then we're making the Cal quarterback Plummer looking like a first-round pick.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we know we love to do that. So,
and then the pump fake and the legs, I'm like, in my opinion, too, Drew Pyne, I think he was overthinking things.
Yeah.
But why?
He was trying,
why?
Dude, he was trying. You have the 10, but you ain't no Brady Quinn, homie. Like, no. Like, that's why I felt like, come on, man.
Yeah. Tyler, man, we thank you for jumping on with us, man. We got to get some more people on.
All right. No problem.
Have a great week, bro. Our boy ND for life. What's good, bro?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What up, man?
Boy, you looking like you laid back after a couple of shots of Onora.
Yeah, man. You're over there killing me, dog. Man. I'm like, man, that first series, oh, man, he was toast. First series, they had linebacker out there, man. He was toast, man. I was like, man, come on, man. You give me a heart attack. Like, God, dog.
Yeah, they singling guys out.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't me saying it. It's the other teams are saying it. They like, who in?
Yeah, they see it, man.
Let's get a one-on-one.
First series, man. Come on now.
That's them watching. If it's early in the game like that, that's them watching film all week, being like, okay, if he's out there, we going one-on-one. That ain't nothing. That's nothing about coaching. That's an individual player and the weakest player on the team.
Yeah, and I'm glad you explained about Diggs, dog. Man.
Yeah.
I was looking for Diggs, man. I was like, yeah, this is a perfect game, man. Beat him up straight up the middle.
Yeah, he's still on the mend with that shoulder. He's still on the mend with that. So, how you feeling going into next week, though?
Man, y'all got me cracking up, man. Y'all know we ain't gonna win that game. Come on, man. Oh man, I like y'all keep it real every day. Now y'all gonna switch it up, man. Come on. Cam Hart about to be a crying Jordan meme. Man. Hey man, he can need to get off that podcast for this week though, man.
He gonna have to get off that podcast.
Yeah, he gotta get off that for this, at least for this week, man. Come on. I like you hear it from me, man. I'm 50, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, come on, dude. You're killing me.
They're killing us, man.
Yeah, man. If they win next week, yeah, it'd be all right. But like I say, I don't think so. If they win next week, I got it. We might got a chance.
Okay. Well, we'll join you, bro. Have a good week. We'll see you during the week.
Hey, I appreciate everything, y'all.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Our boy Andre Neely. Dre, what's good?
What's up, man?
What's going on? Hey, I feel like I need to ask the same questions I asked in the spring. What y'all think about the offense? Hey,
Said we're going back all the way to the spring, right? Answering the same question.
It did look like the spring game. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what are we gonna do?
It's tough out there now. They just gotta hang together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm down here in North Carolina. Chapel Hill ain't that tough. They can't score. I mean, their defense ain't that good. They can score, but their defense ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not about them not being good on defense because we ourselves can't even execute well enough to even get to that point where we like, oh, they got some weaknesses. Let's go attack them. It's like, man, we got to get down to the basic, and run our day one install and copy that play over and over again because expanding the offense puts us behind the chain.
Hey, I got a question, yo. It's been eating me. Why the run game so slow? Like, it look like everything a draw. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's me watching this. You know, I don't know. Like it look like the run game. I don't know if they trying to develop the line and make, try to do some G shit. Like, I don't know what they trying to do up front. Like,
man,
everything look like a draw from the run game perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of the inside, outside zone stuff is a lot of cutback design in it. That's why it looks a little slow because it's trying to develop doubles and singles and stuff backside so it can cut backside. We don't have a lot of front hitting plays too often. Like, we don't have like a single back. We're just going to hit the B gap and roll. A lot of it is like, yeah, we want to hit the B gap, but ideally we want to be able to get behind the doubles backside. So that's kind of why it looks slow like that, but that's just the style of running that, I think Aldridge can fit in, but, Aldridge can also fit in the I formation too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's what I thought they should be doing. Like, that old Stanford from about 10 to 15, like, I would have done that with TB, you know what I'm saying? Like, just slow the game down. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, that offense looked bad there for a little bit, but I thought they looked good in the second half of the day, though.
Yeah, I think once Marcus Freeman, went in there and said, look, we just going to go to the basics and run right, run left and stick to our identity, it looked like we could do something with that. Are we explosive in that same way? I don't think so. I don't think we'll be explosive in that same way. But I do think that if we stick to our identity, we can keep games close like we do most of the time anyway.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like you said, games like today, that's how it's going to look as far as,
Yeah, that's how it's going to look.
Right. Hey, I love y'all boys. Y'all know that.
Hey, man. Dre, have a great weekend, man. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week on the show.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll see
you. All right.
Right.
Another great episode of Lucky Lefty Podcast. We appreciate you guys. We got to get out of here. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Most of all, make sure that you spin it different. Lucky Lefty. You dig?